Hi, this is Tim Best Buds. You're listening to My Non-Objective Opinion on People's Radio United. Today we're having another show about Serena Shim. We're going to have her family with us. Her father, Ali Shim, her mother, Judith Poe, and possibly, if she makes it on, her sister, Fatma Shim. So I'm going to go ahead and play an older clip we did on our earlier My Non-Objective Opinion show about Serena, and then we'll get started with the Shim family. All right, here we go. This is Serena Shim. She was a United States citizen. She was a daughter, sister, mother, and a journalist. Her family and friends affectionately called her Sassy. Her mission in life was to expose the truth and make the world a better place. While on assignment for Press TV in Turkey, Serena witnessed ISIL militants being transported into Syria on World Food Organization vehicles via Turkey. Serena said that she had gathered evidence to support these claims. It was then that Turkish intelligence claimed Serena was a spy and sought to arrest her for questioning. Serena was worried. Her next move was to publicly go on air denouncing these accusations and telling the world about her current dilemma in hopes of protecting herself. On October 17, 2014, Serena aired this plea live on Press TV.
I'm very surprised at this accusation. I've even thought of actually approaching Turkish intelligence, and because I have nothing to hide and I've never done anything aside from my job, and I'd like to make that apparent to them. However, I am a bit worried because, as you know, and as the viewers know, that Turkey has been labeled by Reporters Without Borders as the largest prison for journalists. So I am a bit frightened about what they might use against me. We were some of the first people on the ground, if not the first people, to get that story of those Takfiri militants going in through the Turkish border from the Bab al-Hawa Rihanli border, being sent in. I got images of them in World Food Organization trucks. It was very apparent that they were Takfiri militants by their beards and by the clothes that they wore, and they were going in there with NGO trucks. And I just find it very odd. They went to several local residents here, asked about me. The residents said, no, we know her, we have seen her before, we've seen her work, she's not a spy. And they were blatant on going through with the fact that, no, yes, I actually am, and that they told any people that if they see me to bring me in or to give them a phone call. So I find it odd. I don't see why they're taking this action against me at this point. I think that it may be because some of my previous stories that I've aired, because now in the area of Kobani, we haven't been inside. We've been telling the story from the Turkish side of the border. There's other international news agencies there as well. I don't know how they tell their stories or how accurate their stories are, and if that's why they have pinpointed me in this particular incident.
This would be Serena's last on-air report. 2 days later, on October 19, 2014, Serena Shim and her cousin Judy Irish were traveling down a 3-lane highway. A truck crashed into their car at full speed, not even attempting to stop. After the crash, both women were alive. No police came, only military. Judy Irish was taken to a local hospital, and Serena Shim was taken away to another location. There was no other information available except that sometime after she was taken away, she was killed. All of her belongings, including videos, pictures, reports, and evidence, have mysteriously disappeared. The official story of the Turkish government has changed and changed again. Staged pictures of the accident and multiple stories were released to the public. This case has no shortage of misinformation. The U.S. claims they do not investigate United States citizens killed abroad, even though they have done so more often than not in the past. A media blackout has been imposed. Journalists were being told not to mention Serena Shim. Then, the world went silent about the mysterious death of Serena Shim. Okay, we're back. We're here with the Shim family. Ali Shim, father of Serena Shim. How are you today, Mr. Shim?
Pretty good, thank you.
And Judith Poe, Serena Shim's mother. How are you today, Judith?
I'm good, Tim. Thank you very much for having us on. Thank you for everything that you do, and we're honored to be here. Thank you once again.
Oh, thank you guys for coming on. And I know Fatma may or may not be able to get here in time to do the show. So yeah, let's get started. Mr. Shim, you wanna tell us a little bit about? I want to start off maybe a little personal about Serena, because most people just hear about her death and what she exposed in Turkey. So what was it like being her father, and when she was younger, growing up, what was she like?
You see, Serena was my hero. And since she born, year, 2 years after, 3 years, she always stand by, and I see the leadership in her and my eyes to her, you know. And when she, her age was 12 years old, I give her the leadership. I called her the leader. And her sister Fatma, I call her the princess. You know what I'm saying? I have princess and the leader. And then days goes by and everything. She wants to lead. I see the leadership in her. And after that, when she came to Lebanon, and what happened, she saw the war. What happened, she was so, the war in 2006, it was changing her life around, She wasn't doing anything. She saw the truth from this. But anyway,
Referring to in 2006, the war between Hezbollah and Israel. Tessie was on the ground. She was not a journalist.
She was always a leader. She was always a leader. 15, 12, 13, 14, always tell me, Dad, stand by. I do the job. Dad, I will do this. Whatever comes in my way, she put me on the side and do the job. Done. She was a strong ambition, and I don't know what to tell you about. She have a barrel in her hands when she was 12 and carry it and lift it up. I looked at her about 200 meters away, and I look and I saw a leader who carry a barrel and lift it up. I told her, Dad, you are a leader, And what happened when she came to Lebanon? She saw the war, in 2006, and she saw the right from the truth. She knows the truth, actually. And start from then, and she told me when she was 21 years old, she told me, Dad, what should I do in life? I told her, what do you want to do? She told me, whatever you want me to do, I do. I told her, Dad, you are a leader. I'm going to put you in a forced power. Because she didn't have a citizenship back then, Lebanese citizenship. And then after that, I put her right away, they took her to TV channels. The professors saw her, and they say, this is not a normal girl. I could tell you till this minute as much as I tell you right now. If you ask me any other question.
Okay. What was that the first time she thought about journalism, maybe? Was when she was 21?
She didn't know nothing about journalism. She don't even think about it. I told her, you are a leader. You have to go. She told me, I don't know nothing about it. I told her, I know you. You know what I'm saying? And quickly, like a bomb. She was the most powerful woman in it. I see an Iron Woman in the 20th century and the 21st century. She's the most strongest woman ever born. Not because she's my kid or my baby. She was the most strongest woman in the world. I compare her with president, with everything.
Yeah, she was
Because
extremely
wants
brave.
the truth. She wants the truth, and she was an Iron Woman. Nobody could stop in her way. She could control the whole world. She wasn't and she was a horse, you know. She was a wolf. She was the Iron Lady who can talk to you, and if she smiled, she could make the whole world down. If she laughed, she makes the whole world laugh.
So it's
Tim, to
safe.
get back to what I think Ali's trying to explain is, no, Sassy did not have an ambition to be a journalist. It started in 2006 when she was actually on the ground in Lebanon visiting her father, and she saw the war with Hezbollah in Israel. At that time, she saw that the reports in the media were not telling the truth, and she was a truth seeker. That journalism fell into her lap. We knew Sassy was going to change the world, and that's how it came about as far as journalism. That was her vehicle to tell the truth.
You see, excuse me one thing. I tell you, the most hard country in the whole world is Lebanon. It was so piece of cake for her. She could control Lebanon, and she did. And they know, you see, she used to call, this is the baby, the parliament of Lebanon. She used to say, this is the little kids class. We used to laugh, senators and stuff, nothing compared to her. And she was going to change the whole Lebanon. Lebanon is a very hard country, and we, together with her, with the power she had, we were going to change, she was going to change Lebanon.
Yeah, I know she was extremely brave and fearless. But like when she was younger, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Judith.
I think that goes back to just like when she was going to Turkey, and I said, "Oh my God, you're going to Turkey." She said, "Mom, Turkey's nothing. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Syria."
She was in Lebanon, Mr. Tim. She was in Lebanon, and Mr. Hassan, Malumat guy, information guy of the Lebanese, his name is Wissam al-Hassan. The whole country, he died. The whole country was closed down. Serena went to Daesh and went inside. She took her scarf off as a blonde girl, and she took the pictures at 12 o'clock, and no car in the street in the whole country.
Wow. Yeah, you said she decided to be a journalist in 2006. Before that, I understand that she considered politics and some other things. What happened with that? Because I mean, you consider her a leader in maybe politics.
Yes. She was a leader. And the girl was, if she talked to you and look at you, and she's a little bit, you don't understand her, or you upset or anything, or you give her a word she don't like, she look at you and your face will turn like, red. You can't even talk. This is one thing. And the girl was, before that, she's a leader. I see the leadership. Everything she do is a leader. She was talked like a bullets coming out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Her tongue was her sword.
It was a powerful sword. No, I was gonna say, like, did she didn't begin into politics, or she just decided to not ever deal with politics?
I'm sorry, can you tell me?
I'm saying,
didn't hear you very.
I can answer that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, was she politically active? Did she have a voice in politics? Did she voice her opinion?
Before she was a journalist, I mean, like, because I know you had said before that she considered going into politics, and I was wondering if she ever went down any of those avenues.
I answered this question, Mr. Tim. She was 3 years old, and me and Judy, we used to sit down at home, and I teach them how to be a resistance, to be with the needy, to be with the weak, to be with the people who need help. And I tell them a lot of things about politics, and they used to sing songs, and I can't tell the songs they sing. They sing about, Iran and this and that, Hezbollah, and they raise on this, and it stay in her mind till she grow up, and she want to help them.
So how did you feel when she became a journalist? I mean, I'm sure you were proud of her, but were you worried about her going there since she had conducted herself so well? Yeah.
Never I was proud of her. Never I proud of her because I know what I have. I have the most powerful woman ever born in 400 years from now. The world never gonna born a person like her. Never, ever.
I agree. She was amazing.
It's hard for me to listen to Ali.
Serena Shim is the most powerful woman. Putin said she's the most powerful woman in the world. And they told, and he called on Bilal Erdogan, and he told Erdogan that the Shim family, they're not gonna stop because she met him, and he knows what she is. He said, I said 4,000 years. He said 400 years. No one will come and take her place. Serena Shim is the best and most powerful woman. I tell you again, I'm sorry, never born. And I'm not sorry because my kid, she could take over the whole universe, the global. Not because my kid. Again, she was the woman. Iron Woman.
So you knew from a young age that she was going to end up doing something to change the world, basically.
Yes, she was. She could. She went to Turkey, and she she divided Turkey to two. As Mu'arada, I don't know in English, right now, but against Erdogan and Taksim, she did it for him. You know what I'm saying? The 3 years she was gonna take him off, because he was bad to the people. He was bad to the good people.
Yeah.
He was a tricker.
Horrible. Yeah.
Serena Shim is a movie. She's a movie star. Serena Shim, I'm telling you, Serena Shim is a leader. Condoleezza Rice is nothing. I tell her, Dad, when she asks me a question, I turn my back and I say, oh my God, if Condoleezza Rice hear your voice, she will run away. Everybody's scared from Condoleezza. You know how Condoleezza gave the words. She was a strong woman. She was nothing too sassy. Nothing.
Wow. Did she ever have any other problems doing journalism before this last incident in Turkey, or was it pretty smooth sailing up until then? Like ever a time when you guys were worried about her or something seemed wrong before this?
She had a lot of problems. To that degree, yes, she was taken in by the police often. She was used to that. That was part of her job. To the degree where they actually came after her in Turkey, no. Yes, she had her cameras taken. She had her phones taken. She had her computers taken in Iraq. She had them taken in Syria before. And as you know, Tim, she was very resourceful and she got them all back.
She was for the needy. She was going to change the world. She was almost there. Almost there. I talked to not president. I talked to a lot of people in the government around the world. They used to tell me she is the most powerful woman. She can do it. She can take the whole world in her hand.
And there was
It
another.
was easy. It was easy for her. It was easy for her.
Yeah, the people, I know the Turkish citizens loved her. I'm sure the Lebanese people did as well. Like she had on the ground support from like all the
I tell
people.
you, I meet people from Germany. I meet people from England. I go to Egypt. I go to everywhere. They know who Serena Shim. Serena Shim will never die.
Yeah,
Serena Shim, she's here. She's here right now. And she is gonna change the world. Serena Shim is a bombshell. She will never die. She's coming back.
yeah, I think in some way that's very true. With what she found out and people investigating it, and what eventually could
The
come of that
whole,
could change a lot.
Tim, I tell you one thing. Everybody know her. Little kids know her. Around the world. I talk to Germany's people, everything. We all Serena Shim. You are Serena Shim. The world is Serena Shim. The mini market in Lebanon, the small mini market, 4x4, he knows Serena Shim. Serena Shim, I tell you, she is a marble majesty. She is a marble majesty.
Yeah, you guys did an amazing job raising
We
a hero.
haven't. We haven't.
But yeah, what I know, I hear that on the anniversary of her death in Lebanon, they had a festival the last year or two. Can you tell?
Every year I do a festival for her. And I do festival, they scared of her. The whole country is scared what I do to her. They don't scared of me. They scared of her. I put her picture with leaders. With the leaders, nobody can touch her pictures. They're not supposed to put them. They're scared of her.
Yeah,
They still
I
scared
saw
of
a
her.
picture of those.
You saw. No one did it. You know that. No one. No one.
That's just respect.
This is they scare. This is the respect. Yes, yes. I don't want to tell you. You understand what I said, though. But I
Yes,
tell you, this is big,
I know that
very
could be a
big.
major issue. That's why I'm saying it's out of respect for her and her work that they're not tearing them down or anything.
Exactly,
Oh, okay.
exactly. Anybody else? You see a lot of leaders go from here and there. You know what I'm saying? But they
Yeah,
can't put it. They can't put these what we put. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know
They
that.
can't.
Yeah, but that's amazing. They haven't
They,
taken them down and started problems over that.
they
So
can't. The whole world is with her. They can't. I don't want to say that, but they can't. I'm telling you, they can't. Her father is here. She's here. They're scared of her. Serena Shim, everybody loves her though, because she tells the truth and she's for the needy, for the whole world. She, in her mind, I'm very, very sure she could change the global.
yeah, I agree. Let's talk about Serena as a mother now. She had two children that she left behind. You want to talk about them, your grandchildren, real quick, and her having them
Yes,
and raising them, and what kind of mother she was.
yes,
Her,
she was a great mother. She called her kids every day. She talked with her kids. She stayed with her kids when she's in Lebanon. She have a girl. She's 5 years old. She's looked like exactly like her when she was a year old. I told her, "You my new leader." 1 year, And now
Wow.
she's 5. She's leading. She's eating. She's coming. And her brother, Ali, is quiet, like the princess and, the leader. Fatma's princess and Sassy was a leader. Ali is a prince and Ajmal is a leader. And, one thing, sadly, she told me, my grandfather, I almost forget my mom. Do you travel? Did she travel with you? That's the thing. Very sad. They didn't know she's gone.
Yeah, I know.
Sassy's children don't know. They think, which is true. They believe she's in heaven working, and that's how we feel. We feel that Sassy's just physically gone from us, but she's with us. And
Yeah.
just like I think her sister put it the best, when Sassy was in Turkey and it was Sassy exposed ISIS, that wasn't anything to Sassy.
When they called me, I'm sorry. When they called me, they tell me, "Is my mom with you, grandfather? Is my mom?" I travel, too much. I tell them, "Yeah, but she's not here. She's, doing some work." They tell me, "Is my mother with you? We know she's with you. She goes with you." And this stuff. I tell them, "Yeah, she's working," and they accepted.
Yeah, they're still really young. I guess when the time is right, it'll be a hard thing to do, I guess.
They Ajmel just told Fatma when we pick, because Fatma gives her time out, and she said, when we pick up my mom from the airport, you see what she's going to do to you, Fatma. Ajmel is exactly like Sassy. I mean, she had a pet. She fights the world.
Wow.
And Sassy was just inducted into the Arab American Museum, which is an affiliate of the Smithsonian.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
bring that up in a couple minutes, but let's get into that real quick now. I know she got that award, and you were showing us another one that she was nominated for. If you could talk about those
yeah,
real quick.
Committee to Support Journalism. She has been nominated for that award. That went in on the 15th. She is in the Frontline Club in London. They have put her up there.
Okay.
And for her to be in the Smithsonian, the Arab American Museum, that's huge. I mean, I believe one day children will read in school, history will serve Sassy well.
Tim, I want to tell you how we get her from Turkey. I tell you how.
Okay.
I told Fatma, go get your sister. You see, Lebanon is a hard country. It's a sand. It's a moving sand, and we didn't care. We didn't call anybody to help us. I told Fatma, go get your sister now. Go get her. She went and get her sister, and she passed 2 airports, and she told her sister.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, you were talking about, we got disconnected, and you were talking about getting Sassy out, and you sent Fatma in. Maybe you could start over because I know we got disconnected part way through the story.
When they have the problems in Taksim against Erdogan, and they did it, and well, Fatma brought her sister. I told her, go get your sister body from Turkey, and she went and get her. We didn't need the Lebanese government. We didn't need anybody. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what kind of job this is big? But also, on the other side, Sassy used to have to make party all the time when she comes to Lebanon, and the whole village, Burj Brajna, The whole village of Burj Barajna used to hear her, they like to see her. She's funny. She's always, play with everybody, with the kids, with the elders, and, they love her when she comes. She make, like fire, and she take care of everybody and make everybody happy. She was, like a doll.
Yeah, like a celebrity. She was a celebrity wherever
Exactly,
she went.
exactly.
Yeah, but somebody that cared about the people, and the people cared back about her.
Exactly, right.
She gave the people a voice. She gave them a voice, and she reported the truth, and she lived the truth. She called it how it was. It didn't matter where you were from, what religion you were, or anything. She reported the facts. She said how it was. She never backed down from anything.
Like Kobani, they pour and everything. They give her the winning war for her.
Yeah, people loved her. They seem to, from everything I've heard.
Actually, you cannot. No matter what you say about Serena Shim, you see, Serena Shim, you have to sit down and talk. It's a history. It's a big legend. And when you sit down and talk about her, you cannot finish. And the whole world, I'm sorry to tell you this, Serena Shim, she is the hero.
I agree. What were your thoughts in the aftermath of her death, knowing kind of what happened and how they tried to cover this up? And
you know what? I want to ask you a question right here. Why they killed Serena Shim?
probably for a couple reasons.
Why they killed Serena Shim?
For a couple reasons, I believe. One of which, she saw things she shouldn't have, and she could have reported on them. And like you said, she was becoming more powerful and known and becoming a voice of the people. And governments generally don't like that as well. So it was to silence somebody that could have made a lot of change before they did too much.
I watched the American government talking about Serena, and they didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to say. For sure, Serena was, the world was so little for her. So little. And not because of my brother again. And whatever I tell you, you can't describe this woman. You can't. You can't.
I know. So I'm sorry, I'm a little. So from you know what? I totally lost my train of thought on the next question I was going to ask.
I think that her dad just hit on a really valid point. Even when you look back at the White House briefings, and Tim, you've seen them over and over again.
Yeah.
They were speechless. The silence was thunder. They didn't even know how to respond. And we saw it firsthand from the press briefings from the White House, where they silenced reporters that asked about her, that mentioned her name. And that's here on America.
The Turkish president, she asked him 2 questions, and he cries. He cries. After that, he want to kill her for sure. America agrees. Israel brought her. This is what I think. Israel brought her from
Ukraine,
and America agrees, and in the hand of Erdogan, because she asked him 2 questions, and he was he cried. He cried from the questions. This is Serena Shim.
So he felt like that showed weakness.
Watch, Serena Shim is gonna be a war in the whole world. Remember my word. Remember,
Exactly what
Serena
we
Shim
discussed on
is
other.
a war.
Erdogan had Sassy removed from Turkey in 2012 when she asked him the two questions. She was physically removed from the press conference. We know, Tim, through what we've did, that Sassy was lured there. And we know that many nations, organizations have blood on their hand. They were complicit. And the silence is there. The silence is thunder.
Yeah, I know there were no condolences from the Western region, but as far as like in Lebanon, did anyone from there, offer a condolence or talk about it more than they do anywhere else?
Oh, he can't move. You can't move in Lebanon. Her picture's all over the place. They know who her father is. They know. In the village, Bushabrajna, like they said, she raised our heads high.
So coming from the government,
Tim,
have you had a
Tim,
condolence? Yeah.
you saw the pictures. You show the picture with who she is, okay? Too many leaders in the world, they cannot be with these pictures. Serena Sham and the man with her, you know,
Yeah, can we explain
Sayyid
that?
Hassan Nasrallah,
Can we explain that real quick? 'Cause I'm
the
thinking.
leader of.
Okay, sorry we keep getting disconnected. So yeah, what we were doing, we were talking about the posters that were going up, and I'm thinking maybe some of our audience might not understand what we're talking about. So what it is a poster is a picture of Serena Shim next to I hope I say his name right, Sa Nazarella. And who is he exactly? He's a leader, a male leader, and
He's the leader of Hezbollah.
okay, he's a leader of Hezbollah, and
Right.
to put a woman's picture next to his picture is not accepted generally, correct?
Right.
But that shows how great Serena really was. The people aren't tearing these down or attacking them
Right.
out of respect for Serena. And that's what we talked about a little bit earlier, and we talked about again for any people in the audience who might not have understood what we were talking about. Yeah, I know Hezbollah's got a bad rap in a lot of Western countries, but I mean, they do fight for the people, and historically they fought for both Christians and Muslims to protect them. So I mean, people need to look into their history and what they're about before judging Hezbollah as they do on our media here. They're immediately called a terrorist group.
That's not it. That's not it only, Tim. Let me tell you. This woman is so powerful. That's why they can't take this picture off. She's a powerful woman. It's not because this guy or that guy or whatever, he's a leader or he's a hero. Nobody understand like her. She's the most intelligent woman. They can't play. They can't play. They cannot.
So having Serena as a daughter,
It's easy for me. I put it. It's easy for me, you know. And I know my girl. Even in the picture, she's big. She's a big leader. They're proud to be in with her. Actually.
yeah. So I was going to ask you, having Serena as your daughter and knowing her and her story more intimately than most people do, who aren't related to her and know her really well, has that changed both of you guys? I'm asking both of you this. Has that changed your perception on the world in any way? Has it made you see things you wouldn't have seen before?
No.
Yes. To me, I Me and Sassy sit down a lot, but to me the world is so small right now and before, and we used to sit down. The world is so small to us, thanks God. And we know politicians, we know how they think, and we know how smart they are, and we are there. We are there.
I think what Ollie's trying to say is no, everything that has transpired, we knew. Were we surprised the silence in America? Yes. Have we been surprised by the silence from Iran? Yes, we have been. And you know just the battle, Tim, that we fight, how much we are censored and how much we are knocked offline and how much effort is put into silencing her legacy. Serena Shim, the story of Serena Shim. I mean, just look from October 2014 to now. ISIS is a household name. No one would dare to mention that before. Yeah. And now you cannot turn any mainstream media and not hear that. And something that really, really gets under my skin is when they associate ISIS with Islam. ISIS has nothing to do with Islam, and I'm a Christian.
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before in other shows, if the media was reporting the facts, they would show a lot more Muslim people being slaughtered by ISIS than Americans or Westerners, or you know what I mean, or non-Muslims.
Think about that, Sassy. As a Muslim, was fighting what Muslims were doing that was wrong against the people. This is a Muslim fighting the Muslims. She was for the people.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, ISIS is like the KKK in a way. They claim to be Christians. Most Christians would say they're not. They say they are. And it's the same thing with ISIS and Islam. That's what I've gathered. I mean, I don't know either way, you know.
I don't think half of the soldiers even know what they're fighting for. I don't even think they know what they're doing, period, anymore.
Well, I mean, they're on major drugs as well. And that's something Serena reported. And
she reported it, and a year and a half ago, you see it come out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not cool with any part of, you know, Islam to be whacked out on drugs, killing people, and other stuff they do. It just seems like they go against some of the fundamentals in their religion that they claim is the reason they're out there doing the terror stuff they do. But yeah, I mean, governments are just as bad. They kill more people than ISIS ever has, and they use ISIS to their benefit. ISIS is the boogeyman needed to steal our rights. ISIS is the boogeyman they need to keep people in fear of others, to keep us divided. So exposing that NATO countries are working alongside and funding and supporting ISIS isn't something that these people want out. And that's what Serena was about to expose, I think, on top of some other things.
She did expose it, but she exposed it in 2012. So when she went back to Turkey in 2014, it was not an ISIS mission. And here you have Erdogan that had her removed in 2012. And so, like her father did say, she was brought there by some, she was killed by other, and many were complicit in it.
So what do you guys think the legacy of Serena Shim is going to be in the next 5-10 years? How do you think this is going to unfold in the future?
I'm sorry, Tim, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said, what do you guys think the legacy of Serena Shim in the next maybe 5, 10, 20 years will be from what she did, and how it's going to change things? And just a perspective view of what you guys think.
It's going to come, I tell you what, excuse me. It's going to come by itself. Serena Shim is coming back again. Not by her, her cases, all going to come back, and the whole world will know Serena again.
I agree with her
now. They're going to know her then, they're going to know her now, they're going to know her in the future. Serena Shim will never die.
Just like we hear breaking news stories now. There's nothing breaking that we hear news stories about what's going on globally that she hasn't already told us. So everything that she said, we see it unfolding into all the conspiracy theories. They were factual. And so I think when her dad's saying she's coming back, meaning her work, her legacy is being more and more exposed, and it's going to continue. It's only going to grow.
Yeah, I figured he meant figuratively when the information does come out, it's going to be like Serena Shim punching the world in the face, the leaders of the world, because it all started with her.
You see just through Twitter, like when someone will give a breaking, supposedly news story, they'll say, sorry, Serena Shim already told us this.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the things she was exposing they started recently in the last year maybe, coming out on some mainstream headlines.
Well, they've been forced to now.
Yeah.
You know, it's been suppressed for so long, and now they're being forced to. And we often think, you know, if you would have only listened to Sassy, if you would have only listened.
Yeah, a lot of things could have been handled if people would have if people would have acted, but the people that could have acted are the ones that wanted to suppress it, I think. So it was kind of a no-win situation.
Are the ones that created it.
Judy was in Lebanon, and she was in a time of her dad, and she saw how many people was. You know, how many were there in her, you know, when we taken her to the cemetery. It's amazing. It's amazing. You can't count how many people. She could tell you.
Yeah.
People came all over the world. I mean, it wasn't real.
Yeah, have you guys, either one of you, I know not so much Western journalists, but have you heard from journalists from other countries that offered their condolences or that are going to try to look into it or anything?
Yes.
Besides maybe Farah and some of them who we've talked to before.
Yeah, some of them came from Turkey, some of them from Antakya. You know, they come and talk to me, but they want more information. You see, when we family sit down together, we could do a book, a full book. You could write a book. When I sit down with her mom and her sister, and we could do a whole full book about it. When we talk, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what to say because Sassy is it seems like to me, you know, this is the first time I feel I almost cry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we got disconnected again. The Skype connection is really bad. We were talking about the media and other journalists, and I think you were saying, Ali was saying that he had some journalists talk to him, but there was just so much, and it's hard to because you know it's so much information. And then Judith, you started talking, we got disconnected.
What I was referring to is the last article Fox News ran on Sassy. Okay, mainstream media, you have it there. And when at that time, Judy actually made her first public statement saying, I was on a 3-lane, one-way highway. I was ran down by a semi-truck. Did we get any reaction from the White House? Was there any reaction from the State Department? It still fell on deaf ears. It's still suppressing everything.
Yeah, the only thing we've heard from the State Department is we have no comment. And since then, no comment.
What's your comment on that, How much effort is put into quiet Serena Shim?
Seems like tons with the
See,
censorship they do.
I answer this question. I tell you, everybody in Lebanon, young people from 12 years old, Serena Shim is in her mind. They're all in them. You know, they think when you talk about Serena Shim in Lebanon, everybody know her from 12 years old up to 100 years old. They all know her and respect her because she was telling the truth.
Yeah.
But the problem that we're running into across the globe is the Operation Serena Shim is suppressed. I don't know how to put it to the magnitude that it is suppressed. That they want to quiet her work. That is not going to happen. I mean, we made a conscious decision to speak out and say what she did.
Well, I mean, you can't blame the government for trying to do the evils that they always do.
You see, Tim, I tell you one thing. Tim,
Yes.
you gotta you pick the words, whatever we say, and you could, you know what I'm saying? You could imagine in your own mind about this woman. You will imagine everything is a full package of power. Big wide ball of power. And you describe it wherever you want.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, I mean, that was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. She was someone you wanted to be around, that you enjoyed being around.
Yeah, I remember. I'm not sure if it was a non-UK radio or on Revolution Radio with Canadian Glenn and Pup. But yeah, Fatma was on there telling stories about Serena when they were younger and things that happened. Some of them were just so funny.
Not just when they were younger, Tim. The things those sisters did. I mean, I can tell you a simple story where they locked their dad out of the roof in Lebanon. He's calling on one phone. Tell your kids to let me in. They're calling on another phone. This is overseas. Or first time Sassy got shot at by snipers. She called Fatma. They're going to kill me. Come. That was her first experience being in, direct crossfire. So Fatma was going. I mean, Sassy was young. I mean, if you're going to kill my sister, I need my little sister with me. Called her back and said, don't forget the USP.
You see, I tell you a funny story. I have a big bird, the bird who talks. I don't know what you call it.
A parrot? Parrot.
Parrot.
Killed Blue?
Yeah, his name is Blue. And they took it out without me knowing, right? And they went on a bicycle, both of them. And the Blue went down and they stepped on it. They drove on it. Whatever is the bike you say it. He died. And what they do, they make a ceremony to kill, and bury him as a Muslim, and they.
Okay. So yeah, we keep getting disconnected. You were telling us about Serena and Fatma ran over your parrot Blue. They stole the bird, ran him over with their bicycle. And then they held a Islamic funeral for him.
They ran him over by mistake.
They collect few guys, and they say, well, let's walk behind him, and take him and bury him, And they came home and they tell me the parrot. I told them, what is the parrot? They say, well, Dad, we don't know. And then they told me, I tell you the truth. I tell you the truth. I said, what's going on? She said, they say, well, we bury him in an Islamic way. He died. I said, wow. I was so happy because what I taught them, I teach them. You know what I mean? And before we buy the parrot, I was buying the parrot for them for $600. A lady behind me, she told me, "What, you buying this parrot for these kids?" I said, "Yes." She said, "What the hell you buying for $600? I could buy a car." I love these kids so much.
Yeah.
And this is one of them jokes.
Yeah. That's funny. So yeah, since we're having a bad connection right now, maybe what do you think people in general should do to help gain support for Serena and her story?
What I want to clarify is about Operation Serena Shim. I mean, you cannot go anywhere on the internet that is not Serena Shim. Operation Serena Shim is for all the people that are suppressed. It's for all the injustice. That's what she stood for. I mean, we have a couple journalists that are on the ground right now, Vanessa Beeley and Eva Barlett in Syria, showing us the truth, and they're suppressing these two young girls.
Hello?
Hello, I think we lost Judith.
Yes. Yes, Tim. I answer. Serena Shim will be continue. If we do anything or not, I promise you, it's a promise from me to you. And remember one day, you're going to tell me I told you this. Serena Shim, if we talk about her or we don't talk about her, she's going to be there and continue and, forever. Remember that. Remember, I really, really mean it.
Yeah, I know you do, and I agree with you. Give me one second. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Even if nobody talk about Serena Shim, I'm her father. I know this leader. I know this leader is gonna be continue. Even nobody talk about her. You know what I'm saying? When I do a little thing about her, the whole Lebanon know her. The whole Lebanon know what's new now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I put the picture for her, wow. Anything. So, excuse my English, you know what I'm saying?
Your English is great.
Even nobody talk about her, God's gonna be with her and bring her over again. Her story will never die.
Yeah, I think some people are scared of that.
I'll translate that.
Oh, you're back. Hey, Judith.
What her father is saying is that her story will live on through history, that God is with her, and the people will know that who she was, what she exposed, and will know all the suppression and the injustice through her.
And when me and Judy pull together, we could, I tell you, we could invented whatever. We could catch the world in our hand. I tell you that thing. And we have two kids. It's a wolf and a lion. I call them that names now.
Yeah.
Me and Judy pull together, the whole world in our hand, and Serena is on top for her.
Yeah. So, Judith, before you got disconnected,
we could do amazing things, and We climb Everest.
Yeah, I believe it. Judith, are you still here? Oh, I think she got disconnected again.
Judith.
Ale Shim.
Oh, there she is. Can you hear me, Judith?
I love you, sweetheart. And I really, truly, you brought me these two kids. They are,
Ale, God blessed us.
special.
Yeah.
Special. It's a gift from God. And God took her. She's still here. What I believe in my religion, she's still here and she's up there. And she comes to me every once in a while. I see her in my sleep. And I thank you very much, Judy Poe. I really love you from my heart. It's love story now, Tim, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Judy
Poe.
Sassy and Fatma, it will always be us against the world in that respect. And
we have two special kids, Judy.
This is our life. They took our child. This is our life. This is our destiny.
Yeah.
And nobody could ever experience what we've experienced. People get to grieve in private, and that we can't. We are the parents of Shim.
I tell you what, Judy, we are the strongest people. I really mean it. We are very strong, thanks God. That's because we are believers. We believers to give the needy. We here to give the truth. We not here to please the president or whatever, prince, whatever, We have self-confidence. We in it one time in life.
Okay, so that's great that you guys still unite to take care of things that are important and help people and do things in the memory and spirit of Serena. So Judith, before Ali was talking, you had said you wanted people to know that Op Serena needed to be about helping all people and spreading truth, also in the spirit of Serena.
Yes, that is what it is. That is what you work for. That's what everybody behind us works for. I mean, we don't want to mention everybody. You're in the forefront. People know who you are. But Operation Serena Shim, we all are Serena Shim. We all have to, we are our brother's keeper. And I have to say, the Intel group is just, oh my gosh. If you want real media and you want it out there and how it's said, and the way they've just jumped behind us and supported us.
Yeah, I can't.
She's my hero. She's my hero.
It's not about ourselves. Like Leanne Dehart would say, Matt's mom. It's not about ourselves. It's about the people that need us, because we have the ability to help. We have the ability to expose. We have the ability to educate. We have the ability to say the truth. Even if we're spoon feeding the truth. Somebody's going to get it, and they're going to pass it on to somebody else, and people are going to wake up. The same way Sassy built her following, the same way that she exposed the truth. Little by little, a few got it. And now, I don't want to say the masses are getting it, but we do see people are waking up to a certain degree.
Yeah, I think maybe some of the current changes in the U.S. and which affects the whole world has to do with people waking up on a lot of things, and Serena Shim getting support is just one of those many things, and it's good for both reasons, in my opinion. The more people doing good things, the better, helping each other and taking care of each other.
This is not the time for anybody to be weak. This is not the time for anybody to be silent. The world is on fire. It's burning. It's up to people like us to put it out. Live and let live.
Yeah, I agree. So we got disconnected again. We're back. So yeah, we went through pretty much everything. We're having a lot of problems with our connection, so let's kind of maybe wrap it up. I'm gonna let each of you go. I guess we'll start with Ali. Do you have anything you want to say at the end that we might have missed or has not been said, or that you want to reinstate?
Tim,
Yes.
I want to tell you, keep on going. Thank you very much for everything, and God bless you, and thank you for inviting us, and God bless Sassy Shim.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for the gift of Sassy Shim to the whole world. We all appreciate it, I guarantee you. Judith, anything you want to, any final thoughts or anything we missed that you want to bring up?
No, I just want to reiterate that what Operation Serena Shim stands for, it's for all the people. It's we have to speak up. And we can speak up. You've given us a venue to speak up through Operation Serena Shim. I would hope that people would reach out about any issues or any corruption that's going on or anything to expose to you and to People's Radio what is going on, the same way they would have came to her as a journalist.
Yeah, we need to continue her work, and that work is spreading the truth, helping each other, looking out for one another, and protecting each other. Yeah, speaking...
All we have is each other.
I'm sorry, what?
What we have is each other.
That's all we have, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Op Serena Shim and Intel Group, that's how I'm going to take everybody out with Op Serena Shim's latest anonymous video released through Intel Group. So thank you so much, Judith. Thank you so much, Ali. Again, I really appreciate you coming on and talking about Serena. I know it's hard to do, and I think it's good because people need to know, more about the story of her personally and who she was, not just about her death, but about her life. So I think you guys did an awesome job, and I really appreciate it. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're going to play it.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Anytime. We're always here for you guys, okay?
Thank you.
So we're going to take them out with Op Serena Shim Rising. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time on My Non-Objective Opinion on People's Radio United.
Greetings world, we are anonymous. This statement is necessary because the world is starting to notice the courageous Serena Shim, and the story she was working on at the time that she was assassinated by Turkish intelligence. For over 2 years now, Anonymous has been working to bring you her story, against incredible adversity. We have endured unprecedented media censorship. We have endured wave after wave of cyber attacks. We have endured attempts at infiltration and disruption by government agencies. We have endured tremendous risk to our life and liberty. There is a reason why we have endured so much. And now, on the eve of perhaps the most historic scandal to rock the Western world, it is time for you to know what it is that we have dedicated so much of ourselves to. You may be aware of our 2-year struggle to get this far. What you are not aware of is the fact that this effort has not been limited to anonymous Operation Serena Shim. While we work, Others quietly picked up what we were uncovering and took it further, unearthing their own facts and evidence. Anonymous and its allies were everywhere, working diligently and in secret. The fruits of these various efforts are now coming together organically on their own through a diverse array of outlets, to create a cohesive whole. No one person, group, or entity can claim credit for what you now see happening. This pleases us, as this is exactly the ideal that Anonymous and those who truly understand us believe in. Are you ready to learn about the brave Serena Shim, the journalist, the mother, the daughter, the sister, the utterly fearless truth teller? Are you ready to learn of her courage? Are you ready to learn of her sacrifice? Are you ready to learn of her power? A power that inspired us from beyond and gave us strength when we despaired in the face of opposition that would make any person crumble? Are you ready to learn how this remarkable woman stood defiant and looked straight in the eye of evil so powerful, others would be too terrified to acknowledge it even exists? Are you ready to learn of the ugly, twisted secret that she was uncovering, a betrayal that has great implications for the security of every nation in the world, particularly the Western world? It does not matter if you are ready or not. The levee has broken and the raging waters of truth can no longer be contained. It is time for you to learn. Serena Shim was a United States citizen, a daughter, a mother, and a sister. Her family and friends affectionately referred to her as Sassy. She was a fearless war correspondent. Her favorite saying was, "It's better to die on your feet than to live on your knees." She lived by it, and died by it. She could have had a comfortable job working for the corporate media, but she chose journalistic integrity over professional advancement. It is important for you to get to know who she was and who her family is. You will be profoundly moved by her courage, her valor, her integrity, and the tremendous sacrifice her and her family made for your right to know about matters that have a tremendous impact on your life and your safety. This is why she was a hero to the people in the regions she covered, and a role model to her peers. She gave her life for them, and she gave her life for you. She was a martyr for the freedom of all. This kind of journalistic integrity is so rare in our world, and this, along with her boundless courage, made the loss of Serena Shim extra profound. She is survived by a remarkable family that has not been able to heal due to the runarounds, harassment and general treatment they have received at the hands of the government agencies ultimately responsible for her death. About her death, mere days before her death, Serena Shim went live to announce that she had been reporting on the conflict along the border of Turkey and Syria when she obtained proof that militants were being smuggled across the Turkish border to join the fight alongside ISIS. In addition, these militants were being smuggled using trucks belonging to the World Food Organization. She also announced that Turkish intelligence was actively hunting for her. As Turkey is a NATO country, and the World Food Organization is an NGO, this can only mean one thing. NATO and its member countries have been giving aid and comfort to the very terrorists they have been using to justify steadily eroding our civil liberties. Clearly this is the scandal of the decade, and sufficient motive to murder Serena Shim. As such, it is no surprise that a couple days later, she was dead. The Turkish government announced that the rental car Serena and driver Judith Irish were in had been hit by a heavy truck. There are many points to consider about the official story. However, we're going to give you just a couple to get you started in your self-education. First, the details of the story were changed several times. Second, the police did not respond to the accident scene. Turkish military did. Third, while Judith Irish was taken to the nearest hospital, which makes sense, Serena was brought to a military hospital 45 minutes away, which makes no sense whatsoever. This is the same hospital where Turkey treats wounded ISIS fighters. Furthermore, when an American citizen dies under suspicious circumstances, there is an investigation by the U.S. government. When that American citizen is a reporter, we see tributes and condolences. In this matter, however, the corporate media and its government sponsors went suspiciously silent. Even a simpleton can figure out by now what the silence from all official government and media agencies means. Serena Shim was murdered because she was dangerous to the very upper echelons of corruption. Serena Shim lost her life because she stood with you. Now, as her truth finally comes out, Anonymous is asking you, will you join us in standing with her? Many already have. More are joining every day, answering the call of this historic moment. What about you? This is more than a scandal. This is world history in the making. Will you be a part of it? Will you cast aside the chains of deception and embrace your freedom? Around the world, Truth is rising, relentlessly closing in on justice for all. To the governments of Turkey, the United States, Israel, and others, you can no longer censor the truth. Anonymous and its allies see you, and the rest of the world is beginning to see you as well. The brave Serena Shim lives in the words and actions of brave world citizens waking up and coming out of the woodwork in ever-increasing numbers. Your reality show elections, your false flag terror attacks, your celebrity scandals will not save you this time. We are anonymous, and you are on your last breath. It's too late to expect us.